the dollar in Canada. If you want to use CBC, a type of digital currency, you can. That job would be done by the Federal Reserve, which would also back and control it. And the US government would fully back it instead of using the current payment methods. This could be used instead, and it would have benefits like speedy payment settlement, the ability to help more people get access to money, and the ability to make trades across borders. Over 130 countries are looking into the possibility of setting up their own digital coins and bills that the government backs up. There are already pilot projects going on in China, Russia, Saudi Arabia, India, and other places. A test program for a digital euro could start as early as 2028, even though more and more details about digital currency are coming out. The United States is still a long way behind. Those are the words that the U.S. Congress uses. It is very clear in the United States that the Congress of the United States has given its permission for XRP to be used. This isn't just for banks and investment firms. Anyone can have it. XRP can be used for transactions both inside and outside of the United States. This idea is best shown by the Federal Reserve of the United States. Should you know this? Congress in the U.S. is aware of how things are changing around the world. Some of the countries that Ripple is helping are Brazil, India, China, and others. They are setting up their own digital currencies that will be issued by their own governments, their own central banks. The U.S. doesn't want to be behind on this change. Also, do you know what company they are working with? Ripple. You're right. For everything to do with XRP, this is still the best place to be. In the same way that the BRICS countries work together, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa have made a digital currency that all 5 countries can use. The United States is going in the same direction. Please allow me to show you a video. This shows that Ripple and the Federal Reserve of the United States talked about CBDCs all the way back in 2015. Although Ripple and the Securities and Exchange Commission are in a public dispute, this historical background shows that the US and Ripple have been working together behind the scenes. Because of this deal, there was a good chance that Ripple would win the SEC case. Do you still remember how Ripple got the Federal Reserve to agree to let them accept payments through the Fed NAB method? When they put the system out there, the federal no direct credit was given to Ripple by Reserve. In any case, there are signs that they did. There have been talks between the Federal Reserve and a blockchain startup about working together. This could make it easier and faster to make payments, with transactions taking only 3 to 5 seconds to complete. It's been a while since Gary Gensler talked about what the Federal Reserve of the United States could do with Ripple. Gensler had faith in the Federal Reserve even before he was elected president. The Federal Reserve had already added XRP and Ripple to their payment system for both domestic and international transactions, international business deals. Gensler still had faith in the Federal Reserve. At this point, the SEC was taking legal action against Ripple. Let's talk about things that are happening now, shall we? Riverbank is now part of the FedNet transaction network. Riverbank, which is a well-known Ripple payment partner, uses the app Ripplet to handle transactions. Let's break this down together. There is more to this than just a bank. The XCurrent and XRapid services on Ripplet are used by this particular payment processor. There is instant liquidity with XRP and its ledger, which is used by both of these companies. It is very clear that XRapid, XCurrent, and Ripplet will all play a part in the future now that Riverbank is part of FedNet. These 3 services are all based on XRP. Because of this, the FedNet payment system is ready to use XRP to meet its liquidity needs for transactions that start in other countries. Because of this, we can expect XRP's value to rise as its uses and benefits grow. That's news. Should be good for your investment if you own XRP and are watching this. The fact that XRP is now used in regular financial systems is more than just a sign of how useful the coin could be in the future. This is proof of how quickly the world of online business is changing. The way things are done is changing as more traditional banks learn about how fast, easy, and cheap blockchain technology like Ripple's can be used. Along with Gary Gensler's unwavering support and the work that followed from financial institutions like the banks of Rivers are only the tip of the iceberg. As more businesses learn about and use XRP and other similar technologies, they will have an effect on the whole financial sector. I'd like to share some very good news with my audience before I go any further. I can work out a deal for XRP to join the group. Just do these 3 easy things. Please show your support for this video by clicking the subscribe button, sharing it, and giving it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends and family. In the event that we pick the lucky winner, I will make sure that these steps are taken. We hope everything goes well for everyone. Our winner will be made public as soon as we reach 60,000 users. Let's go back to the subject at hand, the value of XRP and how important the protocol is becoming before we go any further. People have talked about how the Federal Reserve of the United States is interested in it and how most people in the United States want to use it. On the other hand, people in countries besides the US are starting to see how useful XRP could be. Several governments, such as those in the BRICS group and even the European Union with its digital euro project, are looking into the opportunities it offers. These are the films we made about these topics. They go into more detail about how XRP is being used in the digital euro project in Europe and the CBDC in the BRICS countries. Just to go over our main point again, the US isn't just interested in XRP as a possible CBDC, as we talked about in a different video. They also want to use it to making international trade more efficient. This is true for all financial transactions, not just CBDCs. It doesn't matter if they happen in the United States or another country. First, let us look at what this means for the future value of XRP. The value of XRP will change as more people use it, especially big financial institutions like the Federal Reserve in the US. Overall, a coin's value depends a lot on how many different ways it can be used. Large financial systems that use a digital asset like XRP have less risk. The benefits it brings to transactions aren't the only things that stand out right away. One more thing to think about is how it builds trust and confidence over time. Around the world, the financial system is changing very quickly. People want to be able to quickly and cheaply send money across international borders, and electronic transactions are becoming more and more common. When talking about this, cryptocurrencies, especially ones that have been used before, like XRP, are very important. The fact that support of governments and financial institutions could be the spark that puts XRP in a class by itself. The time we are in now is very important for both companies and fans. With all of its support and links, XRP is currently moving in a way that suggests it will have a bright future. Nonetheless, as with any other kind of investment, it is important to stay up to date, keep a close eye on how things are changing, and make choices based on a lot of research. Is it possible that XRP will reach $10,000? This question has been getting a lot of attention in the field of cryptography.